up, everybody? It's your girl Evie coming back to you again. Now, I just gave you a video of Law & Order SVU about the hunt, trap, rape, and release. So I was a little bit behind, so I watched the next video. I'm sorry, the next episode of Law & Order SVU. Oh my God, this one was a doozy. It's almost like they had 3 cases at one time. So I'm your girl Evie. If you don't know the name of this channel, the name of this channel is Because Evie Said So. If you haven't guessed by now, like I just said, I'm Evie. Welcome, 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 and thank you for being here. We're going to be talking about Law & Order SVU today. The Only Way Out is Through is the name of the title. So thanks for being here with me. Let's get into it. Now, this one is really bad. These girls are so damaged. We see 2 sisters, Armani and Anika. Anika was raped at 11, and Armani, 9, had to sit there by gunpoint and watch this man rape her sister. How terrible. How, damaging. I mean, they're children. First of all, you nasty for messing with children to begin with, you rapists. I hope they lock them away for, eternity. But anyway, Anika is her name, and her sister is Armani, and they've come to the station because their mom recently died, and they want to be able to get some closure. So they want to go to find this guy. I mean, he's been convicted and he's in prison. So basically they want closure. They want him to admit what he did to them. So, and then we go into another one where it says Kat, Kat, Officer Kat, she's dealing with her cousin who's been raped by this, tech guy that's got all this money. And her name is Lily. So she tells Kat what really happened, and she said, he raped me, basically. So Amanda talks to other girls about what happened, and because Noah was exposed to COVID, which is Olivia's son, Olivia couldn't really follow this case with them. She kind of like followed it on Zoom because normally, Olivia is right there on the ground talking to the victims, reassuring them, doing what she does well. She's very good with victims. She's very understanding. She used to be a victim herself. So she thoroughly understands what's going on, but she wasn't really in this particular case. So she, let her people handle it. You know why? Because she trained them and she knows they're good. So anyway, like I said, Noah has a high fever. He's been exposed to COVID. So she's worried now that her son could potentially, have COVID. So she tells Kat to have her cousin tell the girl, to text the guy and see what else he has to say, because the guy's been texting her like he didn't even do nothing. He raped her, and then he keeps texting her. So she tells Kat, text him back, because she left him unseen, and see what's up and see if they can get him to admit that he raped her. Now, meantime, Finn and Carisi are working on the case for Armani and Anika. Remember I was telling you about the sisters? So they have to deal with that. So then they have another case of a rape. Her name is Nora. And Nora wants the guy, that raped her to admit, of course, that he raped her. And she wants him caught. Well, he is caught. He's been in prison for a while. His name is Jimmy. And the chaplain actually comes to the department and talks to Finn and Carisi. And he's like, look, dude is sorry. Jimmy's so sorry for what he's done. He's so repentant. And Finn and them like, I'm not trying to hear that. Nora was raped. She was traumatized. She hasn't been able to really go on with her life. And he's like, well, he wrote all these letters to her, and he apologized thoroughly. And they like, what letters? And he pulls out this stack of letters that Jimmy, the rapist, has been writing to Nora and his other victims, basically saying he's sorry. So that's nonsense, but I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even want to hear that at all. I don't care about your sorry, okay? Choke on your sorry. But anyway, he has agreed to do restorative justice, and she agrees to do that potentially. So Nora is so traumatized. She's like, Finn tells her that, there were letters written to her from Jimmy saying he's sorry. And she's like, I don't want to read them. And then she's like, you know what? Let me read them. Hold on, y'all. I had to get something to drink. Well, anyway, then we cut to Carisi. Now, he tells Kat this is not an easy case due to the fact that Lily consented to have sex with him. And then she was like, yeah, I want to do it. And then she was like, but, I changed my mind. And they want to trap this guy into the confession. Excuse me. So Daryl Clark is the one who raped Anika. But Armani is scared too. Anika feels like, because it happened to me, because I was raped, that that Armani really didn't go through anything. Now, even though her sister was made to watch this man, raped her sister in front of her, I think that's kind of traumatic too. It's got to do something to you, feeling helpless and can't do anything to help your sister. And this man is on top of her, taking her innocence away from her. How gross, how disgusting. I would be angry. And she was just a 9-year-old girl. So what could she do? But anyway, they come to face with Daryl in a controlled meet. So basically, this guy is in prison. White guy, he's in prison. They're scared. He says, I wouldn't have touched y'all with a 10-foot pole because you know what? I only do white girls. And they're like, whatever, dude. You raped me. That's what Anika tells him. So she says, I need you to at least listen to these journals, because she's been writing this stuff down, her feelings for years as to what happened to her the night that she was raped. Well, in her journal, she kind of blames herself. She's like, we shouldn't have been here. We should have took the other route. We should have left earlier, blah, blah, blah. But Daryl's like, well, I ain't got nothing else to do. It's in prison. Yeah, I'll sit here and listen to you. I might have done it. So she said, she was like, well, you smelled like alcohol the night that you raped me. And he was like, oh, yeah, that's right. If I was drunk, I could have raped you. He's so nonchalant about it. Like, oh, I could have raped you. Maybe you're on my list. Look, okay, that wouldn't have went down like that for me. I wouldn't have want to talk. Okay, I'd have been choking him, most likely. But, you can't do that. It's a controlled meet. They want closure. Okay? The next scene takes us to Kat and her cousin Lily. Now, she trying to catch this guy in his lies. She done met him for lunch, and she's sitting at the table, and she's like, that other night, we was together, and he's like, yeah, it was great. And she's like, yeah, but I kind of told you no. I told you to slow down, and then I told you no, I wasn't comfortable. And he was like, well, I'm sorry if you felt that way. If I knew that that's really what you meant, we wouldn't have done it. And she's like, I told you no. So this guy is a tech genius. He makes a lot of money, and she sees, money in his eyes, basically. So he's like, I'm so sorry. Let's be together. Let's do this again. Let's start from scratch. And now she's just, googly eyed for him. She's like, oh my God, great. This is great. He apologized. Okay, I still want to be with him. And Kat's like, what the heck is going on? So she busts in there and she's like, I got enough for a confession. She arrests Harvey, the tech genius, and she takes him to jail. And Lily's all up in a roar about it. She's like, why did you do that? And she's like, because he raped you, fool. And you came to me with this. Okay. So then we cut to Anika and Armani in their session in the prison with this guy. Now, due to an emergency at the prison, he has to go back into his cell. I guess someone was trying to get out. Alarms start going off. So they take him back to his cell, rush him back. So now they got to wait. Now they're impatient because they read the journals to him and they want to see what he possibly has to say. In between that time, they arguing, just like sisters do. I mean, my kids, they argue. As a matter of fact, my daughter's name is Anika. So this kind of like sparked for me. I was thinking, what if this had happened to my child? I'm just going to say justice would have been done, but I'm not going to tell you how anyway. So we get back to it. Armani and Anika are arguing. Armani's like, I was there too. Mom only tended to you. Mom hugged you. Mom tried to keep you safe afterwards. Mom bought you gifts, but I felt invisible. And she's like, and Anika's like, but it didn't happen to you. You didn't get raped. And she was like, I got raped. I was thinking about you, trying to protect you because I didn't want him to rape you too. And she's like, look, it hurt me too. It scarred me too. I still have dreams about it. I felt helpless. I felt scared. I still feel scared. And she's like, I need therapy. And everybody kept telling her, well, you're all right. It didn't happen to you. It did happen to her. She was there. Sometimes we see stuff, we cannot erase it from our mind. Once you see something, it's just there. It happened to her just as much as it happened to her sister. She wasn't, physically raped, but that rape will stay with her for the rest of her life. She felt like she couldn't protect her sister, and she was scared to death because he had a gun, And then after everything was over, their mom, I don't think she did it on purpose. We don't always know what to do as parents. There are a lot of books about parenting, but situations arise and you just have to go on the fly and see what you can do to make your children comfortable in understanding what happened. Well, in this particular case, the mom doted on Anika because she was the one that was raped. And she basically pushed Armani to the side saying, "You all right, go sit down." So that's how she felt her whole life. The mental stress was really bad. And because she was held at gunpoint and made to watch, she was just sick about it. This guy was a rapist of children. Like I said, they were 11 and 9 years old, okay? Pedophile. This guy, I hope he rots in prison. I know this is a show, but it's so sick what people are doing in this particular show. But hey, that's life. Things like this happen every single day. That's why I identify with a Law and Order SVU, because to me it's real. It shows you real stuff that's happening in real time. And I love to be able to see what the law says about it and how they catch these fools. Now, Lily, we're going back to Kat, is closing in on the dude, that raped her. They at the restaurant. He says he's sorry. Kat walks in and arrests him and gets a confession, hoping that that's enough. Lily comes to the station. She's like, why did you do that? Why did you put him in jail? I don't want to prosecute anymore. And she's like, what? We got a court date and everything. He's being arraigned and you don't want to testify anymore? Look, Look, sis, you got me involved. You didn't come to my job talking about you was raped. I'm doing my job. We finally get a confession with this guy. And now you say you don't want to testify because he said he's sorry? Girl, bad with this, okay? Seriously. So the other case with Nora, remember I told you they're working three cases with this, which was very interesting because they don't normally work 3 cases into one episode. Well, the other court for Nora, she's at the parole hearing of the guy that raped her because she's read the letters and she wants to represent and say this guy should get parole because she's forgiven him. She's forgiven him. He has won her over in his sorry, okay? He's so sorry that this happened to her and that he did that to her. So, but if he gets out, I'm really sure he would rape again. I'm not feeling the love with this. I think he's doing something shady. I think he's trying to set her up to just, be able to get out on parole. And then, you know what? He might see her again. So I don't think he should get out. So Carisi tells Finn, look, you got to stop her. You got to stop her from going to the parole hearing. You got to stop her from supporting this guy. This guy is going to get out. He going to hurt somebody else, okay? So we need you to stop her. So I got a question, though, and maybe you can put the answer in the comments. Why are women so willing to forgive a man that rapes you? Why are we so willing to forgive, and then potentially forget? I don't get it. I didn't forgive my rapist. I still haven't. And it happened, over 30 years ago. But I still haven't forgiven him. And I don't think that I'm going to because I'm not going to forgive him. Not now. I might in my life, but not now. Okay? I have daughters. If that had happened to my children, it would be a different situation. Definitely. Anyway, stay focused. So why are we so willing to forgive a man if he says he's sorry and he says he's sorry with feeling? I don't know. If he was so sorry, he wouldn't have violated her in the first place. He would have controlled his impulses in the first place, and he would have respected her. Now, Finn tells Nora, "You being played by Jimmy. Jimmy just wants to get out." Now, but Nora believes that he's paid his dues in prison and that he should be paroled. We go into the courtroom. We see him before the parole board. He's testifying about his apologies that he's done to his victims. He says that some are still angry with him and he understands, but he's, repentantly sorry for what he's done. He's truly repentant. I mean, he's even got the chaplain on his side at this time. Now, he's saying all the right things, but I don't care. I don't care. You don't need to be out on the street. You need to learn to control your impulses. And trust me, you haven't learned while you were in prison. Now, see, he says that he destroyed their instincts, his rape victims. Isn't that something that Nora had just told him, that you destroyed her instincts? He's using her words that she said to him to tell the parole board. So basically, she kind of realizes he's lying. He ain't sorry. She was being used. She realizes he stole her words and that he might walk away and that she needs to tell her story to the board so he won't. She ends up testifying that Jimmy is not the sweet guy that they see before him right now, that he had raped her violently after she thought he was that guy that she could be with. She trusted him. Now, he doesn't want to be forgiven. She says that she may never be whole again and that his hatred will never die. She tells the parole board everything and that he's going to rape again if they let him out. And she says, and they's like, "Well, why you ain't come forward before?" And she's like, "I was scared." She's like, "But I'm testifying for all the women that he's going to rape when he gets out." Wow. I mean, that was big. You know what I'm saying? That was big. She was brave, and that was big. Now, we cut back to Daryl with Anika and Armani, and Amanda is in there with them. She's real patient. She's the one that took them to this controlled meet. And she's trying to deal with them, and she's trying to tell them, "Look, you were kids. You were children. This is not your fault. This should have never happened to you. You should have been protected. So don't take this to your heart or your head. Blame it on who the blame belongs on." Daryl. So in their conversation, Daryl ends up not confessing to her rape, but he says, "Well, I could have possibly raped Armani too." That kind of set me off. I don't know. This one was really bad. But anyway, their mother treated Armani, like she was invisible. And Amanda tells her that their mother probably felt guilty and that she wanted them to testify, but she didn't want them to be hurt about it. And she tells her, "Don't blame yourself." So Armani tells her sister that she feels like her sister didn't even know she was there. And Amanda tells them it was Daryl's fault. They were kids. They did no wrong. And this is therapeutic for them both. They say, "Well, we don't really need to talk to Daryl anymore. We got the closure we needed." Children are to be protected. Kat and Carisi go to the courthouse and Lily is there. He's being arraigned. Like I said, she's not going to testify. She changed her mind. And Kat wants to talk to her because Carisi's like, "It's over." And she says, "Well, let me talk to her, see if she has second thoughts about it." This guy essentially has brainwashed Lily that he has a real chance of a relationship with her. It's not okay. No means no. It means no, say, don't do it. Don't come for me like that. Leave me alone. No, that's what no means. No means no. Nori got Jimmy to not get parole by saying what she said at the parole hearing. And Amanda got the girls to really talk amongst themselves and work this stuff out. They're victims, both of them, in different ways, but they're still victims. Finn tells Olivia that, she should go to this award show. That she's got, she got an award and she doesn't want to go because she's got this case. She's being sued and she's dealing with that. And he says, "Look, you go because you deserve the award," that she should own it and that she still has this lawsuit above her, but she should still go to the award ceremony. Now, in hindsight, This episode brought me to the realization that we as women accept abuse, we accept defeat, we feel like we're not worth it, or we've been brainwashed or told sorry so much that we think that they're really sorry. Sometimes we don't leave a bad situation because we have kids. Trust me, you should. Kids shouldn't see you like that. Kids don't want to see you like that. Kids want to be free, to be able to sleep, to be able to play, to be able to live a good life and not see you or them hurt. If you can get away, do it. You know, don't beat yourself up if you've taken him back over and over again. Hello? I took my ex back over and over again, and he still abused me. You know, so you can always choose differently. In my case, I walked away. I walked away from him. We didn't have children, but after 14 years, I walked away. You know, that's a long time. And I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you. We do what we need to do to stay alive, and we do what we need to do as women to take care of our children. But if you've been raped or abused, please go to someone that you trust. Go to the ER to have a rape kit done immediately. We need physical evidence. People need physical evidence in order to convict someone of rape these days. That DNA, that scratch that, you know, his skin underneath your fingernails that you scratched him, semen, anything like that. They need that in order to get him. I know that this is heavy. You know, it was heavy for me. You know, they raped you. They're not sorry. You know, they can say they're sorry, but they're not sorry. If they were sorry, they would have never raped you in the first place. A man doesn't have to rape a woman if he wants to be with her. You know, he can woo her, and she can potentially make the decision of yes or no. And if it's no, move on. You know, you don't have a right to take someone's pride or, you know, quietness and peace in their life away from them. I don't care how sorry they are. They aren't. You know, tell the police, get counseling, do what you need to do, and know this, it's not your fault. I don't care if you had, you know, a mini skirt on. I don't care if you had drinks and you were getting into it with him. If you said no, it's no, you know, and don't feel it's at your fault. It's not your fault. It's their fault. They're guilty. They're wrong. They raped you. They took something from you that you will never get back. So don't feel it's your fault. Get out of a bad relationship if you can. Talk to a friend. Talk to a pastor. You know, talk to someone that has a viewpoint that they don't really know what's going on. And what would they do if they weren't friends or family? Because sometimes family will steer you wrong. Sometimes friends will steer you wrong. But if you want to survive, do yourself a favor. Survive. Be sure to like, comment, and share this video if you think it'll help someone. We're going to be diving more into Law and Order SVU Season 22. I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing. It brings tears to my eyes and, you know, palpitations to my heart sometimes. And I just have to roll with it. I love you guys so much. You are the best part of my day, I'm telling you. And I love doing this. I'll see you next time on my next video. I love you guys. Love you. Have a great day.